original Constitution. I think it is an imperfect document, and I think it is a document that reflects some deep flaws in American culture, the colonial culture nascent at that time. I think we can say that the Constitution reflected an enormous blind spot in this culture, and that the framers had that same blind spot. It also reflected the fundamental flaw of this country that continues to this day.
Whoa, wait, did Obama just criticize the Constitution, saying that it was flawed and had blind spots, as well as the people who created it having blind spots? And I thought, when you take the inaugural oath, you state, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." What he said is not any of that. Not only that, but a couple of things he's done in office have been really screwed up, and it's not faithfully executing the office of President. But there's more to be learned about that in the following videos. For this video, we're going to teach you a little bit about the Constitution, and you can decide for yourself.
For those of you who don't know what the Constitution is, it's the supreme law of the land. It dictates how the three branches of government are to work.
The Constitution was signed on September 17th, 1787. It's comprised of the preamble, 7 articles, signatories, and amendments. The beginning of the Constitution starts off with the preamble. The preamble says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general welfare and prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." First 3 articles pertain to the 3 branches of government. Article 1 contains 10 sections, Article 2 contains 4, Article 3 contains 3 sections, and Article 4 pertains to the states, which contains 4 sections. Article 5 is the amendments, the first 10 amendments to be exact. Article 6 has to do with debts, supremacy, and oaths. Article 7, ratification. Signatories are those who sign the Constitution. The amendments are all 27 of the amendments in the Bill of Rights.
The 3 branches of government are legislative, executive, judicial.
Each branch has their own duties to carry out, but also have to work together to make the United States government work.
The legislative branch is made up of 2 parts of Congress, the House of Representatives and Senate. This branch's job is to make laws to be voted and discussed. The Vice President of the United States is considered to be the head of the Senate. The Senate contains 100 members.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
Get out of here. 2 senators from each state. The job of the Senate is to approve nominations made by the President to the Cabinet, Supreme Court, federal courts, and other posts. They also ratified treaties with the 2/3 vote. The senators are elected by their states and serve a 6-year term. The House of Representatives head is called the Speaker of the House. They are elected by the representatives voting for the head. Currently, the House of Representatives has 435 members. Representatives serve a 2-year term, and they are elected by their state. The number of members in the House of Representatives is based on each state's population. A state's population is figured by a census. For example, if the census says a state has a lot of people in their population, that state has more people in the House of Representatives. Both parties, meaning Republican and Democrat, in the House and Senate elect leaders. The leader of the party that controls the House is called the majority and the other minority.
You know how white people are majority, my black people are minority?
Yes. Now get out.
The executive branch is headed by the President of the United States. Haha. His job is to approve and carry out laws that are passed by this branch, as well as act as Commander-in-Chief in the Armed Forces and Head of State, where he appoints and removes members and officials. Other members in this branch are the Vice President and the Cabinet. The Cabinet consists of the heads of 15 of the major departments. Those departments are Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Defense, Attorney General, Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Energy, and finally, the people who keep getting screwed by this government, Secretary of Veteran Affairs. The job of this branch is to pretty much get government jobs done. This includes wars, approving bills, and controlling the state.
The judicial branch is headed by the U.S. Supreme Court. The job of this branch is to oversee the entire court system of the United States and explain the meaning of the Constitution through the court cases, as well as set precedents or new ways of interpreting law. The United States Supreme Court consists of 9 justices, 8 associate justices, and 1 chief justice. The term justice means judge. The judges are nominated by the president and approved by the Senate. The justices have no term limit. This means the justice can be a justice for a lot of years. Also, any ruling made by the Supreme Court is final and cannot be overruled.
The Bill of Rights is the 5th article of the Constitution, and last part titled the Amendments. It gives the rights of all U.S. citizens naturally born or legally made.
Although the Bill of Rights contains a total of 27 amendments, the first 10 amendments are the original and most important amendments. They are the rights of all U.S. citizens who are born here or given legal citizenship. They are the rights that were put into the Constitution when it was drafted by the drafters. They are rights that cannot be taken away from you for any reason.
Amendment number 1.
The First Amendment in the Bill of Rights is the freedom of religion, assembly, press, opinion, and speech. And it states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the freedom thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Amendment number 2.
The Second Amendment is the freedom to bear arms. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amendment number 3.
The Third Amendment to the Bill of Rights is no military in your home except in time of war. And it says that no soldier in time of peace shall be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner prescribed by law.
Amendment number 4.
The Fourth Amendment states no unreasonable searches. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, property, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized.
Amendment number 5.
The Fifth Amendment is the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, and it says, "Person shall not be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be put twice in jeopardy of life or limb, nor to be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation."
Amendment number 6.
Sixth Amendment is the right to a speedy and public trial. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to assistance of counsel for his defense.
Number 7.
The Seventh Amendment is the right to a jury trial in civil matters of $20 or more. And it says, in suit of common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall otherwise be re-examined by any court of the U.S. than according to the rules of common law.
Amendment number 8.
Eighth Amendment is the right to fair fines and bail no cruel and unusual punishment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines shall be imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted.
Amendment number
The
9.
Ninth Amendment is individual rights. Rights that are not in the Constitution are still rights of citizens. And it says, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be constructed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
Amendment number 10.
10th Amendment is the state rights. Any right not given in the Constitution is given to the state legislature. Powers delegated in the U.S. by the Constitution, prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people.